If you are planning to travel from TLV airport to Tel Aviv, then this video is going to provide you with some very important insights. I will start with a misconception that many people have. Just because you land at Tel Aviv airport, it doesn't mean that you need to start your trip in Tel Aviv. Israel is tiny and the airport is located outside of the city, so you can easily take the train to Jerusalem as well. It won't take you any longer. You could also rent a car and drive to the desert or the Galilee, 2 hours and you are there. But this video is about getting to Tel Aviv, so let me show you how to do it. There are 2 ways, trains and taxis. If you decide to take a taxi, you need to be aware of scammers. They are the one who will approach you in the arrivals hall or once you have exit the airport and ask if you need a taxi. They won't use a meter and they will definitely rip you off, which isn't the ideal way to start your trip to Israel. You need to go to the official taxi rank. Let me show you how to get there. You head out of the airport. Turn left and walk all the way to here. Why is it to the side and not right in front of you when you come out? Good question, I don't know. The other option is to take the train. The train is fast, cheap, and convenient, but it doesn't run on Shabbat, Saturday, so from Friday afternoon to Saturday night. It's the same with Jewish holidays, and the train doesn't usually run at night either. How can you be sure if the train is running when you land? Click the link below for all the information. Paying for your train ticket is really easy. You can pay with cash, credit card, Rav-Kav, or via different apps. I've already made videos about the apps and the Rav-Kav, so be sure to check them out. I will just remind you that inside the welcome hall, there is a public transportation booth where you can purchase a Rav-Kav. The ride to Tel Aviv takes 15 minutes and costs 9 shekels, so around $3. Now, this is very important, so listen carefully. In Tel Aviv, there are 4 stations. The first one is called Tel Aviv Hagana. Now, if you look at the map, you will see that the main bus station in Tel Aviv is right next to it, and you might think, I will take the train and then the bus from the main bus station. Well, I have news for you. Think again. The area around the central bus station in Tel Aviv is not somewhere you want to be walking around. Tel Aviv is rich. Tel Aviv is the capital of high-tech in Israel, but you will see none of that in the area of Hatachana Merkazit, central bus station area. You can walk around there during the day, but I would advise solo female travelers to stay away from that area. Men shouldn't go there at night either. The next 2 stations are Hashalom and Savidor. I assume that Hashalom will be closer to your hotel, but Savidor is also in the center. The last station is Tel Aviv University, so I doubt you will be needing to go there. So let's see how long it takes me to get from the airport to drinking at a cool yet overpriced cafe close to the beach in Tel Aviv. By taxi, it should take 50 minutes and cost about 150 shekels, so $45. Now I'm going to take the train and you're coming along with me for the ride. Now it is 10 to 12. I need to wait for 9 minutes until the train arrives. Now, I know I just said to try to avoid a Hagana station, but I need to be in South Tel Aviv today because I'm doing a welding course, so I need to get out over there.
שאני שומעה במצרים ללמוד ואני כל היום הולכת ועובדת.
קו 54 למסוף כרמלית. שדרות הר ציון.
As you can see, South Tel Aviv is not the nicest side of the city.
דרך סלאמה, שדרות הר ציון.
מכיר אותי גם לפני, אבל אני יודעת שציירת את זה.
דרך סלאמה, שדרות ירושלים.
So it's now 10 to 1. It took me exactly 1 hour to get here, and I'm drinking an overpriced Tel Avivian iced coffee and just being very cool. Now, a few important words about Tel Aviv. If you've watched this video up until now, you are probably planning a trip to Tel Aviv. As a guide, I like to say that there are no two cities in the world like Jerusalem and Tel Aviv that are so close geographically and yet so different. Tel Aviv is on the shore, Jerusalem is high up in the mountains, Jerusalem is old, Tel Aviv is new, Tel Aviv is rich and secular, and Jerusalem is poor and full of great religious significance. In Jerusalem, there are sites that you just have to see. In Tel Aviv, you don't have to do anything. You can just lie on the beach and drink your martini. On Instagram and TikTok, you will find loads of good tips if you're looking for cool cafes and neighborhoods like Neve Tzedek or Florentine. And everyone will tell you to visit Levinsky Market or a Carmel Market. That being said, if you want to go to the beach and soak up a pleasant atmosphere, you can do that in any number of other destinations that aren't as pricey: Greece, Italy, Wisconsin, Spain. I do think it's worth your while to take tour in Jaffa and Tel Aviv. On my Tel Aviv and Jaffa video tours and in my booklet, I talk about the history of Jaffa, which is actually an ancient port city, and the history of Tel Aviv. But I also like to talk about Israel. After all, the State of Israel was established in Tel Aviv. In Jerusalem, it is all about the heavy history and religious site: Abraham, King David, Jesus, the temple. It doesn't get any heavier than that. As I see it, Jerusalem is more about the Jews, and Tel Aviv is more about the Israelis. Anyway, you will find all the information you need about the train, Rav-Kav, and my tours on my website. See you there. Yalla bye.